Balancing chemical reaction has to do with the law of conservation of mass, so that whatever we begin with in a reaction still has to be there at the end. If I look at the equation on the board, I find that I started with 2 nitrogens, but I only end with 1. I start with 2 hydrogens, but I end with 3. This system does not follow the law of conservation of mass, and so we need to balance the system so that it does. I'm going to start by looking at my nitrogen. I started with 2, I end with 1. In order to bring this system balanced, I'm going to add a coefficient within front of the nitrogen. I need 2 of them here, so I'm going to draw my 2 in. By adding that coefficient, the number in front, that's affecting the amount of hydrogen that I have within the system. I started with 2. I'm now ending with 6. In order to bring the system back balanced, I'm going to come and evaluate my initial hydrogen. By placing a 3 out in front, now I have 6 hydrogens. 2 times 3 gives me 6 hydrogens. And again, my last step should always be checking to see 2 nitrogens, 6 hydrogens, 6 hydrogens. Make sure that you're following the law of conservation of mass and making sure that each of the coefficients actually has equal numbers of elements on both sides. To consider another example, if we look at H2 plus O2 goes to H2O. In terms of my hydrogen atoms, they're balanced. I started with 2, I ended with 2. But because I start with 2 oxygens and I only end with 1, I need a coefficient of 2 out in front. Now I have to evaluate my system one more time. I started with 2 hydrogens, I now end with 4. In order to bring the system back to balance, I need to throw another 2 out in front of my hydrogens. Not done yet. You want to check one more time to ensure that everything is balanced. 4 hydrogens, 4 hydrogens. 2 oxygens, 2 oxygens. This follows the law of conservation of mass and is a balanced chemical reaction.